Right, Kevin, exciting new season. You must be really looking forward to actually getting some games underway now.
Yeah, it's been a tough, busy summer with all the league changing and everything else, and teams being in the league and teams going out the league. It's definitely been a tough summer. You couldn't really start signing guys really till we knew what was going on, so it left it a little bit late. But we picked it up now. We've got some young kids coming in, some experienced people coming in, and we haven't got anyone yet. This squad's not stopped yet. I still want to grow. I'm still talking to a couple of guys at the moment. So yeah, just looking forward to getting on with it now.
Can you imagine back that heady day back at Chelmsford back in April, winning the playoff final, that you'd be sitting here in September, and literally the whole of the ice hockey world in this country has changed, beyond all measure.
Yeah, we did have heard rumours that things were going to change and things were going to happen, but obviously we had the playoff championships to look forward to, and obviously what a great night that was. It's unbelievable. Probably one of the best trophies I've picked up being at this club for 20 years now. It was definitely up there with one of the best. But then we knew changes were going to happen, but we didn't know quite exactly what was going to happen, and then suddenly it went into two different groups. Then teams dropped out, unfortunately, and decided to go into the ENL2 and IHL2. We decided to stay. I think it was the best thing for us. We had to. I think we deserve as a club to be playing at the highest possible league we possibly can be. Elite League's totally out of it, we know that. And this is what we want to be at, and we know this year's going to be totally different from any other year. You sit down at the start of every year and think, right, we've got a chance of winning this, got a chance of winning that, and this year we're playing for survival, and that's it. And it's going to be a battle every week. The battles that's biggest battle we've ever been involved in, and I hope this team can come through that.
And effectively, it is a promotion of sorts. Promotion you weren't obviously expecting, and that's the thing. You're going to come up against bigger clubs with much bigger budgets. Like you say, you've got to be prepared, and the fans have got to be prepared for the fact that you're not going to be winning every single week.
Yeah, exactly. We got to try and I think our main aim is to beat the teams in our league from last year, Streatham, London, and teams like that, Cardiff coming up as well. They're going to be a good team. So we've got to keep trying to beat them and stay positive with the teams that have come down from the EPO. If we can sneak a couple of draws in there, that jump us right up the table. So we've just got to stay positive. Everything we do, we've got to stay positive. We know it's a young group, and like you say, we've got to keep within our budget. I think the years in the past, when you've got a chance of winning something, you stretch your budget to the limits, to the highest possible thing you can, and talk to the owners every week, and can I get this guy and can I get that guy, and stretch it, because you've got a chance of winning silverware. There's no point in throwing money away this year for not going into a league that you know not a lot about, and the teams above you are going to have the bigger budgets. There's no point trying to play with the big boys when we haven't got it. Simple as that. So we had to roster it in the way we had to roster it, and I'm glad with the squad we've got now. I'm not going to lie to you, 3-4 weeks ago it probably did look a bit panicky. Guys leave every year, Dewey leaving, Ash leaving, Ozzy leaving. It's understandable, travel and different other aspects why they're leaving, but we've got these young kiddies in now, like Colvin and Hong and Wang, and Scott Bailey back, and big massive pick up in Bobby this year as well. So we've got experience, and the kids look good. They look very good last week in training. So we're going to give it a shot.
And do you think it's a level playing field? Would you have liked to have seen maybe a salary cap, because obviously the teams like Swindon, Basingstoke, they can obviously outspend you and bring in bigger players?
Yeah, they can. I don't think you can salary cap it. There's no way. They've tried it years and years ago, and people just get paid under the table. As simple as that. It's a hard thing to keep hold of. But no, we can't look at these teams and say, oh, that's not fair. They've got bigger money than us. They've been doing it professionally for the last 10, 12, 13, 14 years. We have to probably step up our game when we go to rinks and see their ideas, and see what their ideas are away from match days, and see what their ideas are on match days. And that's the biggest thing. They're going to have a lot of older heads playing EPL in their teams with the experience playing EPL. It's a quicker and it's just a faster game. That's all it is. If we can get the mentality right here and get our brain switched on from the word go, I think we'll do all right. Like I say, we beat teams from our league from last year and get a couple of draws from the other teams, and we'll be all right as long as there's no blowouts. We're looking to be mid-table, and that's about it this year.
And for the last couple of seasons, you've had a young roster anyway, and the expectation was quite low at times, and you surprised people. I guess there's a chance again that people may not expect much from you this year, so anything above that is a bonus.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the youngsters we brought in. Like Lewis has been away in OHA in Ontario. He's only young, but he's coming in with experience. George has been training with the EPL side up in Guildford, and he's been playing at a level of GB. So, you know, we're not just bringing in these youngsters that are just floating around and looking for a team and playing in this league. They've been brought in for a squad for a reason, because they're good enough to be brought in. You know, there's a couple of other guys that I'm talking to, and maybe a couple of call-ups from the Mustangs, hopefully. And we just try and roster it that way this year, and that's the best thing we can do. Is the best thing we need to do in this room is keep these guys positive, and keep the fans positive, and keep the fans on our side.
And some of the players you already got from last year, you had 2 imports, Damien King, people like that could have quite easily played in the EPL themselves anyway. They're at that level, so it must be nice to sort of pick them up pretty early on.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Andre's he settled over here now. Riak was touch and go whether he was going to stay. He kind of 50-50 what he was going to do, whether he was going to go back home and play back home, but he's decided to come in. So that's not unrest there, you know. You've already got your imports, so you know what they can do from last year or the previous year. Kinga, outstanding goalie, outstanding in the playoffs, come back after that injury and won us the playoffs, and we've got a backup who's good enough, who's on his heels as well, with Dibbs coming back in this year. So the experience is there, you know, like Bobby, Cal, Tommy, they've all played Straws, they've all played top level for many years. They play in this league basically because it's what's good for them with their work and everything else. They can't commit when the old EPL, they can't commit to 3-4 games a week. It's simple as that, and they drop down to play this level because of work reasons and what suits them. So this suits them, you know. We have got quite good experience if you look at it with like Bobby and Cal and Strauss and Kinga and Andre and Riak. You know, like Andre's played extra Liga. I think he'll surprise a few people. Same as Riak was surprise a few people. So yeah, we're just going to go about our business probably a little bit quieter than what we normally do.
And how much of a boost was it Scott Bailey coming back? Because obviously it looked like he was going to go over the pond, you were going to lose him. You know, he kind of sort of reinvigorated the side towards the end of last year.
Yeah, that was a good phone call this summer. I was at work, and I think on a Tuesday afternoon, and looked at my phone and Scott was ringing me. I thought he was probably asking for his release papers to go over abroad and go to Canada and everything else. But now he's changed his mind. He's got a recruitment job in London, and he's come back. And wow, yeah, what signing that was last year to bring him in, and he started coming into his own in the playoffs and was getting better and better and better. And yeah, I'm so glad he's back, to be honest with you. Him and Cal. Like, Cal was late on making his decision as well. It's not the fact that I knew months and months ago and we was leaving it till the end. It was literally every couple of weeks Paul's texting me saying, have we got any announcements yet? And I'm telling him, hold fire a minute, I'm still talking to guys, So yeah, Scott coming back in, and it just gives us an extra boost as well.
We've got 2 Websters obviously on the line now. Obviously when the 2 Phillips brothers were obviously together, the older one tended to look out for the younger. Do you think that could be a help or a hindrance sometimes?
I think it's probably in their blood, because they're brothers. They've got to look after each other a little bit, but we would be talking to them. We can't have situations of if Brandon goes out and throws a hit, he's going to be expected to get hit back, and I think Mace knows that as well. Mace has got to concentrate. In here, you've got to really look at it now that he's a teammate, he's not your brother at the moment. We'll be having a chat, obviously, because we don't want to go down the lines of if Brandon gets hit or Mace gets hit, Brandon's going to lose his head. But I don't think they're level guys, you know. They are level guys, and it's good to have them on board. Brandon's a good little player. He's trained with us a few times last year, and why not pick him up? Good little player, and you know, they look after each other. But hopefully in here, they're just going to be teammates, and as soon as they get out and travel home, they can start being brothers again.
Bobby Chamberlain's coming into the club. He's going to take over the C, I believe.
Yep.
And with that, he's got a fearsome reputation. He can put points on the board, but he will also look after himself.
Yeah, he will look after himself. Like, I spoke to Bob back end of last year. Probably Bobby was. Unfortunately, things happened in Milton Keynes, whatever went on there, and he got taken away from Milton Keynes, and he was looking for a team. But I just signed Scott just before Bobby got in contact, so I knew he'd be available in the summer. It took a lot of persuasion on both sides and getting the deal right for Bobby to come down. And he's going to come in as captain. Basically, he's led the line at GB, he's led the line, and he's always had a letter on his shirt whenever he's played. I think it's just to freshen things up a little bit. He's an outsider, he doesn't know much about the club. Obviously he's seen the video footage and he's heard good things about it from Tommy, but he doesn't know the boys that well, so he's coming in as like a refresh and start from a new page.
A couple of interesting games to start the season. Away at Basingstoke to start with, and obviously bringing Milton Keynes back here. Basingstoke, you'll see a few familiar faces, and it'll be a tough start, but you know, I guess obviously you want to try and get something from that weekend.
Yeah, they've got 4 players there I'd love to have in my roster, you know, with Chewy there and Ash there and Danny Scott and Aaron Connolly, you know. It's an annoying thing, they're travelling past our rink to get to their home game, so it's a bit annoying, but that's life. We've just got to get on with it. But it's going to be a tough weekend. Why not start with Basingstoke? They're tipped to win the league. Let's go there and try and probably frustrate them as much as possible as we can, and see where we're at. Unfortunately, we haven't had any games leading into this. We're just going to have the 6 training sessions before we start the season, so it's going to be a little bit difficult. But like I say, what I've seen so far, I'm happy with. And if we can go there, we've got to have different game plans against different teams this year. We can't go gung ho, and we can't think we can win a game 9-7. That's not going to happen this year. We've got to look after our own end. I've already spoke to the guys, and defensive zone has got to be critical for us this year. We have to look after our end. If we get the puck past our red line, and then they can do what they want and put the puck in the net as pretty as they want and get shots on the net and be as pretty as they want, but we need to help each other out in our defensive zone, that's for sure, this year.
So the fans are going to see a slightly different brand of ice hockey to what they've seen in years gone by, but I guess nonetheless probably entertaining all the same.
Yeah, it will be entertaining, you know, like the likes of Swindon, Bracknell, Peterborough and Basingstoke. They're going to be quick, with good heads on them. Their first passes are going to be quicker than what we're used to seeing. The physical side's going to be stronger. The guys look after themselves a little bit more in them leagues. You know, they get a bit more time to over the last few years, and it's going to be a different brand of hockey. It's going to be even more exciting. You know, with the draws coming up now and going into overtime and penalty shootout. It's something I asked for last year at the meeting, and it got blown out of the water, and no one wanted to do it. I think it's crazy not to. There's hardly any cricket games now without a draw. You know, like they play for 5 days. We play for 60 minutes, and it can be a draw. Everyone wants to see a winning team at the end of it. And it adds a little bit of excitement to the end of it, and get guys taking penalty shootouts, competitions. We have to work on that a lot more than we normally do. But yeah, it just adds all the excitement, and bringing new teams into this league is going to bring more excitement, and team strengthening around, like Romford strengthening, Streatham strengthening, bringing in, and Milton Keynes especially as well. They were quite lucky in the fact that Milton Keynes Lightning went up to into the Elite League, and they had the choice of some guys that probably didn't want to play Elite League, or maybe wasn't good enough for the Elite League, but are damn good hockey players, and they're going to be ready to play against us, especially here after the years of dominating. They're going to come here thinking they'll probably get a win here.
And fans themselves are going to get some new rinks to go and have a look at, but equally there's going to be new teams coming to this rink, and they're probably going to be in for a bit of a shock because they're going to find the atmosphere is rocking at the best of times.
Yeah, I think that's the trouble. We spoke about it before when we've gone to places and it's got one man and his dog, you know, and then the next night you come in, it's packed to the rafters. It's difficult to play away from home. It's going to be on the reverse this side of the year. We'll especially go to Basingstoke, first game of the season. Basingstoke will be loud, it'll be busy. And Swindon will be exactly the same. Peterborough is a tight ring, that's loud, fans are on your back there, and that's good. That's what we want to do. We want to get these boys, and hopefully they won't freeze in the headlights and they won't get taken away by it and just concentrate on the game. But that's what I want to see. I want to see this place packed, and I want to see travelling fans coming in. You know, they might come for 1 or 2 games, or with this live streaming that's going on with other games and everything else. But some of them teams haven't been here for a few years. The only times they did come was probably in that EPL crossover cup, where it's a little bit one-sided, obviously. But it's going to be a different matter now. They've dropped down to our level. They got 2 imports. We got 2 imports, and they got another 16, 17 British guys fighting for a place every week. And exactly the same as us now. They're not going to dominate with them extra 3 imports.
And like you say, next sort of 2 or 3 weeks, once the season's underway, a few people might find they're not getting the ice time they were hoping to get at some clubs. I guess that's when you've got to keep your phone on, and a few people might be asking to come over this way.
I'll be making sure I'm definitely reading everything that's been going on in the summer. I'll definitely be reading everything that's going on. Yeah, you always hear rumbles of guys unhappy with this, guys unhappy with that, and hopefully it doesn't happen here. I know we've only got a short squad this year, but we're not carrying any dead wood, you know. There's no point having a squad of 22 and sitting 7 guys on the bench. At one point we needed it last year with the injuries, but this year, hopefully, touch wood, we don't get that, and the guys are going to come in, and we've got 3 solid lines. It's simple as that. And it's other teams, they might have 4 lines, and you know they might be promised everything, and they might be wanting to leave. But again, it's a case of if they're in our budget, we can get them. If they're not, we can't. It's simple as that. We can't bankrupt this club just because of one season in this league to see how things are. This is going to be a learning curve for everyone.
And after sort of 4 or so long months, the summer months where you sort of, like you say, doing all the hard graft, you must be really looking forward to just playing some ice hockey.
Yeah, that's all I want to do. Yeah, it's all I want to do is stop all the phone calls, stop all the negotiations, stop all the back and forth with everything, and just do what we want to do, and that's play the sport. You know, we want to get back here and we open training sessions tonight in front of our fans, meet the players after, and a few announcements and things like that, and let the fans ask some questions. And that's what we want to do, start interacting with the fans again, and get them on our side, and start building this team ready for the season. And I can't wait to get going. It's going to be definitely an adventure. I think it's going to be definitely a roller coaster ride this year.
And finally, you know, in all your years of coaching, is this probably the most challenging but potentially the most exciting season you're going into?
Yeah, definitely. I think my first season of coaching, obviously I changed a few things around, changed some personnel and things like that, brought in some people, but nothing like this summer's been. It's been horrendous. I apologise to my family as well for probably being a bit miserable at times at home. But yeah, it's been a tough summer. It's been a hell of a summer, and it's hopefully we can reward ourselves and put a smile back on our faces. We're just playing the game, and that's what we want to do. Can't wait for that first puck to drop, mate. It's going to be away from home. It's going to be a little bit nerve-wracking. It's going to be different for me, yeah. It's definitely going to be. I have to approach it a little bit differently to what I've done before. Obviously, a lot younger guys in here. You don't know whether you can shout and holler at these younger guys yet, or they need an arm around them. We're yet to find out, but I should imagine they'll probably get the hairdryer once or twice. I should imagine, but hopefully not. Hopefully we can just go about our business, like I say, go about our business quietly and develop these young kids and get the experienced players developing these kids as well.
Thank you for your time.
Cheers.